Hey, it's Courier Girl, and right on the heels of doing Oklahoma City for our Courier job search, I'm going to do Ada, Oklahoma, which was um, asked for by the same person. And it's a good study because Ada's a small town about an hour and a half away from Oklahoma City. According to Google Maps, it's, depending on how you go, it's 83 miles, 90 miles, 111 miles. So let's just say it's like 90 to 100 miles away. So it's a small town. I looked up the population of Ada, and the population, and I don't know what year this was about 17,000 people, well, 2019. And I also looked up the county because when you're dealing with smaller towns, that's important. So this is in I don't know how to say it, Pontotoc County, maybe. And you can see that the population of that is about 38,000. So it's more than double. So with a population of 38,000, you should be able to get some local courier work, but we're going to find out when we do the search. And also keep in mind to search for Oklahoma City. If you remember in the Oklahoma City video, there was at least one company that advertised courier work in Ada. So you can see that they could have things running back and forth. And I don't know the size of any of these other towns, McAllister, or can't pronounce that one, Muskogee, Ufala. I don't know. Sorry if I'm totally massacring this. And Atoka. So there's lots of different little towns around, and you can actually search all of those towns to see if you can find something in the local area, or like I said, search the county. So we're going to look for, if you remember in the last video I said, I'm going to start with courier companies instead of courier jobs. So courier in Ada, Oklahoma. Courier companies, I'm going to be picky, I'm going to say companies in Ada, Oklahoma. So you did get some right here. It's a mailing service. This is a UPS shipping partner. So they are a company that contracts with UPS. This is a moving company. And you can also look on like Yelp, Yellow Pages, and then down here further are jobs, but we're not going to look at jobs just yet. We're going to do view all. Okay, mail parcels and more. Look, there's pretty many, before I do this, there's pretty many little red dots. So it looks like there are going to be some to look at, even in a small town. So this is a mailing service. It probably does not have deliveries, but since they're listed under courier companies, let's see what the and more is all about. So I'm going to their website, which I just right-clicked on this and opened in a new tab. I'm actually sitting here waiting to do a pickup, and so I'm using my phone as a hotspot, so I don't know how great the internet's going to be. So this doesn't even have a website according to this. Or it could be that it's a bad link. Maybe they have a newer website. So let's do a Google search for mail parcels and more, Ada, Oklahoma, and see what we come up with. They have a Facebook page. They have a Yelp page. Here's another thing that says their website. I don't think we're going to find it this way. But let's look at their Facebook page and see what it says. Shipping, supply, and service. Let's see. So it looks like it's just a mail, like shipping place, kind of like a UPS store, a FedEx store. So that's not something that we are interested in. UPS Alliance shipping partner. They are also in Arlington Shopping Center. That's a shipping center, probably going to be the same as Mail Parcels and More. Interesting that they're under courier services. Anytime Moving. This is kind of a moving company, I guess. So let's look here. Best moving company in Oklahoma. So probably like moving your house, moving your business, moving furniture. They have box trucks, and it's not about couriers at all. So we're going to cross them off the list. FedEx drop boxes, nope. FedEx on site, nope. Landstar is a trucking company. Gold Specialized Services is a trucking company. Another moving company. Another moving and storage company. Another trucking company. So you see, we're not finding very much here in Ada. If you have a lot of courier experience, it might be worth looking into starting something. Who knows? And let's see. But I talked in another video about that, so I wouldn't necessarily want to run out and start one if you don't have experience. I was kind of joking about that. Trucking company, trucking company, trucking company. Logistics service, that's post office. Laundromat has nothing to do with any of that. So now on page 2, we got Tri-State Courier of Tulsa. Now Tulsa is nowhere near Ada, but let's see what they have available. I don't know where this is compared to Ada. Let's see. Looks like it's like 90 miles away, but they may have things that are going back and forth. So it may be something to look into. Search in your major cities around your little city, see what they have. This is a really basic website, so I'm guessing that they're a small company. See if they have a phone number listed. Yep, there's their phone number. I would just call them. Do you have anything running to Ada or running to nearby cities? It might be a lead that you can follow up on. Okay, what else do we have here? Trucking company, print shop, stationery store. I mean, obviously, our search results are not really good here. Sunset Courier. This is in Oklahoma City, but their results are showing up in Ada, so they may have runs going back and forth. That's why they're showing up in Ada. Let's see. New services, regular route stops to Ada, Tulsa, Enid, Stillwater, and Shawnee. We may have seen that when we did the Oklahoma City search. Ooh, ambulance going by. And a fire truck. Cool. Trucking company, legal services, trucking company, attorney. Let's go down to page 3 and see what we can find. Shipping service, money orders, stat overnight delivery. I believe we already looked at that when we did Oklahoma City. But the fact that they're showing up on an Ada search means that they might have stuff going to Ada. So I would call them and ask, do you have runs going to Ada? Do you have runs going to my area of the world? Even if it's not super local. That's a police car too. We talked about this on the other video, how their headquarters is in Texas. That's probably an accident. This is not a high crime area. This is kind of like out in the country. Trucking company, logistics service, that's USPS, water softening equipment supplier. So you can see there's not a whole lot of courier companies that we are seeing here. And I would probably go down at least to page 5 on these smaller towns. You may even want to go farther because sometimes you time concierge. Sometimes these smaller companies don't know how to get to the top of the Google search results. So they're going to be buried in page 5 or 6 or even 10. And they're still great companies. They just don't have the technical knowledge to get up to the top of Google because it's a game. So this is concierge. So it's companions, it's errands, it's stuff like that. So that may not be something you're interested in, but it may be something that you're interested in. Let's see, where are they exactly? About us. Oklahoma City. So I don't know if they're going to have anything in Ada or not. All right, let's see. What else can we find here? Steakhouse for when you're done working for the day. You can go out to dinner. Logistics. Stutzman Services. This does not have an address listed. So let's look at their website. Let's see. There's their phone number. Cleaning services. So nope, that has nothing to do with anything that we're looking at, but it said courier company. I don't know, maybe you just want to call them and say, hey, what the heck is this all about? We'll go down one more page and then we're going to do another search. Italian restaurant, refrigerated transport, maternity hospital. There you go. You can deliver babies on the go. Parnell delivers. They have a website. This is a Wix site. That means it's probably some person did it by themselves. It does not, oh, Mustang, Oklahoma. I don't know where that is compared to Ada, Oklahoma. So let's look. So Mustang is a suburb of Oklahoma City, so it's still going to be pretty far away. But who knows? They may have things that are going back and forth. You never know. All right, I'm not seeing anything else here in courier companies. So the next thing we want to do is we want to search the county. So, because sometimes things will come up at the county level that they don't come up at small town level. So, we're going to find probably mostly the same. Anytime moving, mail parcels, shipping parcels, trucking companies, shipping service. You just want to scroll through and see if anything else comes up that didn't come up when you were doing your other search. Sorry. The other thing you can do is call some of these that don't make sense. Like call a moving and storage company or a trucking company and just say, hey, is there any courier companies around here? act like you're a customer. Just say, hey, I'm looking for a courier. I don't really have a truckload. Do you know anybody who does that around here? And you might get leads that way. Your FedEx or UPS store might already know, like the people that work there. Like go to the store, talk to them, ask if they know of anybody. That's another way to do it. But it doesn't look like I'm finding anything here in the area of Ada. So I think the thing to do, we already saw this one. I think the thing to do is to stick with the bigger city like the Tulsa or Oklahoma city searches. I didn't do a Tulsa one, but that's also a bigger city that's, I guess, a little bit farther away, but it's still, they might have stuff running out to the Ada area. You just don't know. Let's see. The other thing to do would be to call your local chamber of commerce and just say, hey, do you know anybody who does courier work out here? Can you give me any leads? Because that might be another way to do it. It's not just Google that has the answers. Your chamber of commerce could have the answers, or if you know anybody who works, no, that's not a good thing. I was gonna say if you know anybody who works in like the local hospital or businesses or whatever, but no, I wouldn't do that because you could be talking to somebody who has no idea. That's a specialized department. So, all right, we're gonna stop this search right now, and we're gonna go back, and we're gonna go down to Yelp, best couriers and delivery services near Ada, Oklahoma. So, mail parcels and more. See, it says couriers and delivery services. I don't know. I would go and talk to them and just say, what's that all about? Who knows? Maybe they have customers that want you as a courier to go to people's houses and pick up their packages, like Etsy sellers or eBay sellers or Amazon sellers, people that have home businesses or even small businesses that they don't have time to have an employee run stuff to the mail parcels and more. And that might be a gig that you could get started with. Crazy Daisy Taxi, that's Ardmore and surrounding areas. Rico Special Services, that is Stratford and surrounding areas. First Class Courier, I'm not really sure where that's at. A la carte Courier, that's Oklahoma City. Stat Overnight we talked about. Weems Expeditious Courier, that's Oklahoma City. This is Oklahoma City. Not really sure where this is. You can also click on Couriers and Delivery Services. Let's get rid of this. And yeah, it's just the same search over again. Right, so I would call these people. When you're dealing with a small town, you're going to probably have to call a little bit more. Now, let's just do courier jobs. In Ada, Oklahoma, just to see what the job search comes up with. So Indeed always is there. Jobs to careers always there. Jobs near Ada. Amazon Flex may have some openings in Ada. Texarkana delivery driver. On-demand delivery service. So it's like a meal thing, kind of like a Doordash or something like that. That might be something to look at. Cannabis dispensary, if you're interested in that, but that's probably a W-2 job. Postmates, that's another job service. Inventory management representative courier. The Oklahoma Blood Institute. So delivering and retrieving processed and unprocessed blood. So it's kind of a medical courier thing. You might need some coolers or some specialized training. You have to live within the 10-mile radius of Ada. I mean, that's right in town. So it's not very much money, and it is a W-2 position. It is not a contractor position, but it could be something you did part-time while you're looking for other things, or maybe even full-time, but for a short period of time. $11.50 to $13 an hour. I don't know. To me, that wouldn't be enough. Full-time delivery driver, probably a W-2 position. Doordash. They have Doordash in Ada. I would download the app and see just how much is going on. I've driven out to small towns and I have the Doordash app, even though I don't really do Doordash deliveries. I got the app to see what it was all about, and I found that in small towns, sometimes there was almost nothing going on. So download the app and do a couple others like Grubhub, DoorDash, Instacart, those different gig apps, and just see if there's enough business for you to even check into doing it. That's the best way to do those. CDL, Instacart, that's another app one. Deliveries driver, Home Depot. And that is probably a W-2, although around here they use contractors also because they don't have enough employees. Auto parts delivery for AutoZone, they usually use their own, but sometimes they do use courier services. And I would go into your different auto parts store and say, hey, do you have regular drivers that do it? Do you ever use courier companies for overflow? Who do you use? That would give you a lead on somebody to talk to. Okay, dedicated route driving. This is trucking. Another AutoZone. DoorDash. Ride share jobs. I don't really like calling people, so I wouldn't do that, but maybe you would. Uber Eats, like DoorDash. AutoZone has a few different apps or a few different ads, so it could be individual stores looking for people, or they may just really need people. Hospital Courier. Chickasaw Nation Hospital. That's in Ada. So full-time, part-time. This looks like it is a W-2 job because they're saying they have benefits. I would call and ask, do you have contractor jobs or is this all W-2 jobs? Hospitals are always looking for couriers, and they may have a combination of both, or they may have a courier company contracted with they can get you information on. Let's see. Electric scooter delivery driver, spin. Let's see. They provide shared electric scooters. Managing scooter availability. So this is probably, you're doing a company vehicle, so it's probably a W-2 job. Customer delivery driver. Home shopping customers. Fueling and I don't know, I can't tell by this if it is a place that is going to be, let's look at this. I haven't been looking at the websites for these because I've just kind of been talking about them. Online food shopping, George and more. Groceries. It's kind of like an Instacart, I think. But, oh no, it's not from a store. It's probably from, I don't know, maybe it's like a catering company. I am not sure. See, do we see anything? It's an app. So there's an app. I'm not seeing anything about, oh, jobs and careers right over here. I was looking everywhere except over there. And they have stores, so maybe it is kind of a grocery or kind of a store roles. George, head office, warehouse, logistics, delivery driver, their retail company. Oh, it's still trying to load. It's because I'm on a hotspot. Okay, CDL, delivery, Coca-Cola, Uber Eats, Juju.com, company driver position. This is probably trucking, mobile donor station driver. We talked about that with the other thing that we talked about with like blood donors. So you need a CDL, so that's probably bigger trucks. Doordash, Uber, driver, Rolling Hills Hospital. Oh, this one finally loaded. I was waiting for it to load. So, full-time, 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 part-time. I'm guessing these are probably all going to be W-2 jobs, not contractor jobs. Okay. This is like an ambulance driver transporting patients for admissions and discharge, driving company vehicle. So this is a W-2 position. Let's see. Pizza delivery driver, another pizza delivery driver, Doordash, CDL. So you can see that we're not finding a ton of jobs that are strictly courier jobs, but I hope that I gave you some leads at least. Call the cities around, search the county as well as your actual town. Search the big cities within maybe a 100-mile radius because some of them are going to have jobs going back and forth. Consider the apps, like the gig apps, like DoorDash, Instacart, all of that. You never know. Talk to people at like shipping places like FedEx shipping or like that one mailing office thing that said it was a courier that we saw in the beginning, and see just what's available. You never know unless you ask. And start making a list of possible things, and also start thinking about how can I fill in the gaps. You know, what if you made a deal with that shipping service? What was the name of that? Let's see. Mail parcels and more. What if you made a deal with them that said, I will be the person that goes to people's houses and picks up all of their eBay stuff or all their Etsy stuff or all their parcels going out for their home business? What if I do that for you and I kind of make my own little route, and they don't have, you know, they're going to save money and time or they're going to save time because they don't have to bring them to you by themselves. You can have a routine going so you don't have to like wait in line. You can drop stuff off, like have a dedicated person, and it could really pan out for both of you. That might be an option in a small town. Now, I don't think of it as a first option. I'm still like, try to work for somebody at first if you're new to the business. But if you're really not new to the business, or if you really don't have any other options, you can't find somebody doing that work that needs help, then get creative and start thinking about how you can help other companies, you know, who are already in the delivery business do that. You know, let's do one more thing. Delivery. Usually courier companies and delivery companies is going to come up with the same search results, but every once in a while you will get something a little bit different. FedEx, Jimmy John's, FedEx on site, Santa Fe Cattle Company. I'm not seeing anything different at all. I thought it was a long shot, and let's just look right here. Yellowpages.com. We looked at Yelp before. We're going to look at Yellow Pages now. Patty Wagon Shuttle, Courier and Delivery Service, Airport Transportation. They're in Ada. They might be somebody to call. Do you need anybody else? Online packaging. They're in Admar. I don't know how close that is. Courier and Delivery, that's UPS. Forget that. Easy Ship and Copy. It says they're Courier and Delivery Service. I don't know how far Shawnee is. So there were a few. Just keep searching as many different ways as you can think of. Talk to people. That's so important. And you'll start to, and take notes. That's also important. Start keeping lists and of contacts you find and how they're connected and all that stuff. And you may find that you start coming up with opportunities, even in your small town, that you did not think were there. And again, last thing, search the big cities around you and their suburbs, because they might have things that are running back and forth to your area. So yeah, I hope that was helpful. I'm going to go in and get my last delivery for the day, and I will see you on the road.